Yes, sir. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Good Days Only podcast. Listen, new year, new blessings. Another trip around the sun. We're back in the country. Dude, we've been on the go. It's been a little bit. So let me fill you in. We're going to dive into that here in a little bit. But we got some good coffee right here, some good vibes, and we going to leave you with some good music. So let's get into it. Yeah, dude. All right. I'm excited to tell you guys about this cruise. But first, let's get into this caffeine breakdown a little bit because this bomb from Mexico is where we got this. Etnia 52, Etnia 52. I picked this bag of beans up across the border. We were down in Mazatlan, and we got these nice Oaxacan beans. Check this out. If you're listening, you can't see this, but look at this cool art. Look at this little guy. You can kind of see he looks like a little lemur. I don't know what he is. I don't know how to focus the camera, but yeah, dude, these beans, we're going back to the early days of the pod, dude. And because recently we've been on a lot of some medium roast, right? They're looking for the different flavor profiles of the hints of berry or of some nice light caramel. But this, we're going back intense. It even says it on the back. Intenso. Café de altura. So like high altitude coffee, right? And this roaster, this group, Etnia 52, they source from a couple different states around Mexico, right? So it's all these Mexican beans. So we were down in Mazatlan and we hit up the little flea market, the little pulga right there by the boat. And we saw these beans and it caught my eye. The appearance and packaging, killing it. I love it. They're going to claim I painted it myself. They always say that when they're trying to push stuff on you, if you've been to Mexico, they're hustling out there. They got to hustle, dude. I got some trenzas. We're going to get into that in a bit. But these beans, dude. So yeah, no. So they were trying to push it on us, And this art, though, it looks like it might have been hand drawn. Somebody's, Tia or somebody painted it. It looks pretty. Let's get into this taste, though. Let me get a sip. As if I need any more coffee, because I've had a lot already. That's nice and intense. This is a dark roast for you dark roast lovers. You get that dark chocolate, that cacao. This reminds me, we had a bird on our shoulder. Again, we'll get into that in a little bit. All right. I'll stop. But so full body. I like it for that. It's a bit more bitter on the palate. It's got a little bit of that smokiness. It is not too acidic though. So we're getting away from some of those like medium roasts, right, that we've tried that we have a little bit more acidity in. It all in all, dude, a solid coffee. Can't complain. Honestly, I put a little leche in here right now. I put some azúcar right there, so just to sweeten it up a little bit, Give me my sugar fix. These beans, I was thinking Oaxacan. You guys have Oaxacan cheese? Oaxacan cheese, dude. It's like mozzarella cheese. It's almost like string cheese. You should get some Oaxacan cheese if you haven't tried it. Put that on like a nice grilled cheese sandwich, dude. Or like just melt it over some of your favorite like nachos. Oh, dude. Oaxacan cheese. You gotta try it. It's bomb. Get it at like a carniceria. Go into your local Mexican market, and ask them for the Oaxacan cheese. They gotta have it on deck. They'll have it. Um, What was I saying? Okay, so Oaxacan beans though. I was thinking like I haven't really seen Oaxacan beans around. I've seen stuff from Chiapas, like the summer camp, I think is what it's called. We tried that a bit ago. I got to circle back to that. That's good though. It's from Campfire Coffee Roasters out in Tacoma, and they have that summer camp. I believe it was a blend. Bomb, bomb, and it came from Chiapas. There's other ones too that I've seen around that come from Chiapas or like Puebla is right in there. There's these like on the dip of Mexico, right? Geographically, is like at the bottom there, where it's starting to swerve and scoop up. Um, so it's closer to Central America, right? And so there's you know the tropical climates that are needed for some bomb beam production, some BBP. Maybe that's not bad, right? No, that's good. BBP. Maybe I don't know. Don't play this around your children. So okay, tangents. Stop, dude. See, this is I'm caffeinated, and this is what happens. We were just talking about Oaxacan beans, and I not haven't seen them really around. But I'm glad that we picked these up because I was looking into a little bit of the history, and so Oaxacan beans, they're all on smaller plots of land, and they kind of stick to the tried and true methods, right? They're not doing all the new honey processed or like the most recent modern like cutting edge ways of harvesting, or they're just doing the things that they've been doing for centuries or however long, decades, centuries, maybe centuries. And you got to respect that. You respect that. It's a art that's been handed down through the generations, through the families, and it's a dying breed, I think. So it's cool. It's cool thinking that these beans are a product of something that has just been done the way that it's been done and produced the way it's produced so well for generations. Makes you think, huh? Makes you think. We appreciate. You gotta appreciate. Um, Anywho, that got deep. That got deep a little bit. In my searches of Oaxacan beans, we found out that we in some area of Oaxaca, there's actually a pluma variety of the coffee that it's almost exclusively, and I say almost exclusively, only found in Oaxaca because some people could be smuggling beans, bringing them across the border or something. Um, but there's this variety, this sort of it's a mutation of a typical variety. Interesante when that happens out in Mother Nature. No, it's kind of cool. The roaster notes for these beans. Did I say these already? No, I didn't. What does the roaster say? A ver, etnia. Our Oaxacan coffee from the high mountains of Pluma Hidalgo has an extraordinary body, aroma, and a firm and persistent taste, delighting any connoisseur palate. Woo! With notes reminiscent of dark chocolate, and a profuse caramel floral aroma. This coffee with great character is one of our favorites. I like it. It's good. It's good. I like to save this. I'm trying this. I'm saving those descriptions for the end, so I'm not biased in my trying of the coffee. You know, so I don't really like to look at it first. I'm testing myself. Sometimes I'm hitting the mark. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. You know, but all in all, hey, I like this coffee. It's dope. It's good. These roasters, I love that they're sourcing just straight out of Mexico. Putting MX on the map. I'll be linking this in the description for the bio. But now, dude, let's get into the good vibes because I'm excited to share. What did I just go full like what's the little brother on the Wild Thornberries? I just went that guy mode. What's his name? Danny? Is it Danny? The little yabba Anyways, let's get into some good vibes. Dude. All right. So, January has come and gone. 2025, dude. We're here. We're here. This is our year. This is our year. We've been on the go. So, get this. Honestly, I think I've been converted. I'm a cruiser. I'm gonna be a cruiser, I think. It's not for everybody, and I get that. But yeah, boy, went on a cruise this last January. And so we went on an 8-day Mexican Riviera, is what it was called, through Carnival Cruise Lines. And is a newer boat, I think. Is the Carnival Panorama. Beautiful, dude. It was huge. So many times, dude, it was blowing my mind that we were just on a boat. Like, we were eating dinners. We were like, there was a water park. There was, just all these fun activities all the time. And I think, dude, I get it. I get it. If you can't do it, or if you're like, because water, it's scary out there a little bit if you think about it too long. Because you are just out. At one point, the captain was like, came over the intercom and was like, and right now, just checking in, just letting y'all know we're about 5,200 feet, above, like in that depth of water. It's like, bro, why you gotta tell us that? It's kind of scary. Um, no, man, it was so nice. It was cool. I mean, up here in the PNW right now, in January, it's getting cold, right? The temps are dropping. So we just dipped and we're gone for a few days. And it's nice because it was like the second half of the trip, it was like 80s plus. The first half, it was maybe because we were out on the Pacific Ocean, it was maybe like 65 or so, 68 when we were out at sea. But this cruise, right? So let me run through it. I think it's one of those things that you should try at least once in your life, and just give it a shot. All right. You can go on a shorter one, maybe like a 3-day one, and be out at sea just for one day, just to see what it feels like. Right. We had these patches on just to make sure we didn't get nauseous, because of the rocking of the sea and, whatever. But so we get there, and we got on to the boat pretty relatively smoothly. It wasn't really more than like 45 minutes, I'd say. Getting onto the ship, and we're out at sea for a couple of days, dude. All inclusive, the food, the drinks, like seemingly endless drinks because we paid for the drink package. So, it was like a max of 15 like specialty drinks which were like cocktails were included, smoothies were included, like specialty coffees were included. Get yourself a nice little, this was pretty much the routine, a little coffee with a little Kahlua in there maybe, and just sip on that in the morning, watching the waves, dude. You're just out in the ocean. It was cool. It was cool, dude. You got to try it at least once in your life, I say. And then make a decision after that. Because you never know. You just might be converted. Dude, everything about it. Where do I start? Like, the staff. The staff was so dope, dude. You build a rapport with people. You start to build relationships. People remember you. You're walking down the hall and they're like, hey, Octavio. And I'm like, bro, what? You saw me once. I get it's your job, but they do a damn good job at their job. And they deserve like all the tips, dude. My boy Nino, my boy Wilson, dude, at the Blue Iguana. Shout out to you if you're tapping into the show. I know he was going back to the Philippines for some vacation, some well-earned time off, but he was hooking it up behind the bar, dude. No, yeah. So that was really fun. The boat was so clean, like at all times. You wouldn't see like trash or litter or anything like that anywhere. They had that shit locked in. Their cleaning crew, the rounds. Because honestly, at first too, there's not too many stations. Like you could take food anywhere, you could take your drinks anywhere, and there's like not a lot of bus stations around like the in the cabins by the rooms. And so that was a little bit weird at first because it was like, okay, where do we put our dirty dishes? If we bring like room service back, and they're like, yeah, just put it right there, just put it on the ground, just leave it there. It's like, what? No, that feels weird, right? But no, they were like, yeah, somebody will come pick it up, and sure enough, we circle back a couple minutes later, and it's gone, dude. It's cool. So yeah, like grade A service, um, and they're taking care of like thousands of people. I think it was like 4,000 people were on this boat. And even that alone is nuts because probably another 1,000 staff. So somewhere between like 4,000, 5,000 people on this ship. That many people on a floating vessel. It's kind of mind boggling a little bit, right? Man, what else? What else? The food. Dude, we were having prime rib. We were having lobster. We were having all these fancy desserts, like 5-course meals every night. A freaking Guy Fieri's Burger Shack was there. That was really good. This was another key item. The pig patty, which was the normal style burger with the fixings, the lettuce, the onions, the tomato. But then you also get a very crunchy bacon patty. So it's like several pieces of bacon that were sort of just compressed and smushed together like that into a patty shape. Dude, a double pig patty with double bacon on there. Shoo, forget about it. So bomb. What other food was really good? Had some frog legs, dude. Yeah, had them. They, of course, the cliche saying, but it did taste like chicken. They were very tender, very nice. I had some big boys too. I had some juicy frog legs. They were fatties. Um, yeah. So I wonder where they got those frogs. Cause that frog farm, they got it. They got it dialed in. What else did we eat? Some fun stuff. Somebody said I didn't try the escargot. I think that was the first night, but I heard that was good. What else? What else? What else? There was always people like ready to take your professional portraits. We got some portraits taken. That was fun. Hmm. Yeah, the boat was cool. There was like just all these cool events that were always happening. And everybody was just in such a good mood too, right? And like so you go out to the ocean, you're out at sea for a couple days. There's a lot of events that you can attend. We went to an art auction. That was cool. I almost won a couple pieces of art and it still kind of hurts my heart. So I'm not going to get too deep into it because I was so close. It's like that podium here. See, I'm going to start going off now. It's like so there was this thing that you could enter by guessing the weight. You guess a weight of this piece of art, and it was like this clay. It was a like a terracotta thing. It was a big cat. It was pretty cool looking, and I guessed the weight, and I guessed 22 pounds 9 ounces. And if you went to the entire art auction the next day, you could potentially win these two different pieces of art, and they were big pieces, like big full art pieces. Right? I was like, oh, that's kind of sick. That'd be cool. Why not? Never been to an art auction. Let's try it. So we do it, and then at the very end, they're doing the bid, right? The auction bid, and so they're like, okay, if you guessed the weight yesterday, room so and so, room 589, room 1753, or whatever, right? All these rooms, like 6 or 7 or 8 of them went by. They told us the weight was 23 pounds and 12 ounces. And I said 22 pounds, 9 ounces, right? So I'm right in there. And so many people are missing. I'm like, dude, ours gotta be next. And finally, they say another number, and a guy goes, yup. And God, dude, it sucked. You know what the salt in the wound was, though? Was the next day or a couple days later, they were doing another one. And so it was another guess that weight thing. And at that one, I saw the lady that was at the first one. And she was like, dude, you know, I remember you because yours was the next card. Ah, dude, don't tell me that. I was the next card. She was the one that was flipping the cards when people were guessing and nobody was in the room. I was the next one, dude. That's the salt in the wound right there. A little bit of just rub it in. Man, but that was a cool experience. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff on the boat, right? But also, so let's get into the different places that we docked. So it was a Mexican Riviera, as I said. This Mexican Riviera takes us to Cabo San Lucas, number one. Then you bop over to La Paz, number two. And then we hit up Mazatlan, number three. And last but not least, Puerto Vallarta, number four. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Mexican Riviera. In Cabo, dude, the street vendors, the markets, the kids pushing shit on you. You know, that's fun. We went to Senor Frogs. We had some good weather there. We did a little excursion. We took a boat out to the Arches and took a loop around like Lovers Beach and the back end of Cabo. So that was really cool and informational. The guide was cool. And we also so we went to Senor Frogs, right? And we go to Senor Frogs and we're sitting there. Hey, I always got to put Bill on blast. Sorry, Bill, not sorry. Who orders a hot dog at a bar restaurant in Cabo San Lucas? My man. All right, that's all I'll say about it. That's enough punishment. Sorry, Bill. So we're at Senor Frogs, and you know how this. If you've been to Mexico, you know, right? All the street vendors and that hustle, right? And we're sitting there, and Bill sees a couple iguanas, like some little kids holding a couple iguanas. He's like, "Yo, come over here." And the kid's like, "Oh, you betcha!" And he runs over, puts one on his arm, puts one on Zoe's arm, put one on Zoe's head, and then like it was hectic. It was a hectic moment, right? We're like, "What the fuck is going on? What's happening here?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, $10 each." Like, bro, what? $20 for like 15 seconds with your little iguana? It was pretty funny though. It was cool. The place was running with iguanas. There was probably like 10 iguanas that these little kids just started pulling out of their pockets, and then one of them dropped one, and then the older brother was like, "Yo, what the?" Got all mad at him because he dropped it, and it just kind of landed on his. Yeah, it was kind of sad. But that was cool. That was fun. We walked around there, took some good photos. There was a cool sea lion, dude. Imagine being a sea lion in the marina, chilling, chilling, dude. What is your predator there? No thing is trying to kill you there, right? They were just chilling and eating. Like, imagine you just got all the fun little, fantastic little fish that are right around there, right around the marina, right around the shore that you see. Dude, that would be ideal, right? But anyway, they look like they were having fun. They were out there, just sunbathing. What else did we do in Cabo? Got some little trinkets, got some little things, got some. Zoe got some huaraches, some chanclas, rather. What else? It was fun. It was good day. So you get off the boat, right, off the cruise, and then you get back on the cruise. That process it wasn't too stressful, but I could see how it could be stressful if you're like pushing time or if you're on like an excursion or something. and you don't get back in time, that might be stressful. But we didn't really run into that. It was cool. You took a little boat from the shore to the ship in Cabo. You weren't just like docked right near the land. I forget. I think they call them like running boats or something like that. But we bopped down over to so that was Cabo. We had some bomb food there too. I had some ceviche. Then we bop over to La Paz. In La Paz, we were supposed to go on this excursion, which we ended up not going on because we got a notification the night before due to inclement weather, which was a bummer, dude, because that was your boy's birthday and we were about to be snorkeling and looking at the fishes and potentially the seals. But that's all right. It's fine. We chilled on the boat. We had a nice little boat day, enjoyed some mojitos. We enjoyed some margaritas and chilled at the Serenity Pool. Shout out to the Serenity Pool. No kids allowed. Hey, not saying that we don't like kids, but when I'm on vacation, I don't want to be hearing a kid yelling necessarily, right? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It was fun. Good time. Yeah, man, that excursion kind of bummed me out though, because we had it all planned out. It was gonna be dope. They were gonna give us food and drinks and everything. And it was gonna be this cool, like hidden bay. Oh, dude, I almost forgot. I got trenzas, dude. I got little braids for the first time, which was cool. And they lasted for like a solid 6, 7 days. And then they started to get very frizzy. You know, it was so then I just like took them out. But it was cool. It was a cool trial. I like it. It wasn't too itchy. And I actually liked that it kind of kept the hair down, you know, and out of my face. That was nice. It was cool. And it also helped with the heat, because it was pretty hot towards the second half of the trip. But trenzas were dope. I'm gonna run it back probably this summer, dude. Is that my new look? It's kind of like it reminds me of like Maluma, that look that he got with the trenzas. Um, so La Paz, and then where else? So after La Paz, we went to Mazatlan, and so in Mazatlan, we did get out. And that's where I got this coffee, and that was cool. That was a cool little spot. They said there was all these alerts, right? Like, oh, be careful when we go to Mazatlan because there's high cartel activity right now. Like, everybody was like, oh my gosh, are you guys gonna get off the boat? Are you gonna? What's happening? Are you guys nervous? And I was like, dude, it's chilling. Like, they're not gonna. It's where, when we get off the boat, we were like locked into this like cement structure. There was essentially like, hey, this is for tourists only. Don't come in here unless you're like a vendor, right? And I'm sure they had to get like some sort of a permit or license or something. But it was safe, dude. It felt fine. We actually walked through the city, like through the town. Saw a couple of those firulaises around, a couple dogs. Whoa, whoa. Um, that was a fun little spot. It's just a vibe too. Everybody's so nice and approachable, and people just are in a good mood, in a better mood. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think when people visit the US and then go back to their home country, they're like, oh, everybody was so nice and approachable? Actually, I feel like I've seen videos of people saying the exact opposite. Like, dude, the culture is just different, right? When you go to other countries, like most people, I don't know. I really haven't traveled to too many countries. I've only traveled to Mexico, so couldn't really tell you about other countries. But it's what I hear, is what I see, what you see online, right? Dude, Puerto Vallarta, I'm gonna tell you, if you can ever go to Puerto Vallarta and catch a clear sunset, like on a clear day, clear evening, it was like hands down the most beautiful sunset of the trip and that I've seen probably in my entire life. And I've seen some pretty sunsets, man. I've seen some sunsets. All right. Out in the, being out from the country. where there's not a lot of forest and tall structures. You know, we used to live on top of a hill, and you would see some beautiful sunsets. You know, out over the rolling hills, you see the Columbia River in the background, the canyon out there. But this one in PV, dude, it was just like the picturesque. You know, when you see those sweaters that say like Puerto Vallarta, or like they have a sunset and it's like this, obviously not to scale, like it's a good interpretation, an artist's drawing of what a beautiful sunset looks like. But it was that exactly in real life. It was so like the sun was huge on the horizon, and it was like the colors were that perfect, like orange to purple hue to pink to then some blue like above you. You know, it's like that sorbet. Man, it looked delicious. It was scrumptious. So if you ever get a chance to go to Puerto Vallarta and catch a nice, beautiful sunset, man, it'll change your life. Life changing. I'm saying. We were sitting there like just in awe at the fact, A, that we were on this big ass boat and like just enjoying our pizza, looking out at this sunset with a little vino right next to you. Mm, what is more romantic than that? And I think that's why I'm a cruise convert, because it's amazing. Here's the other thing too, is like, so imagine you're getting a all-inclusive resort stay somewhere, your favorite Cancun or whatever, right? So if you're doing that, but then you're just like locked into the one, that's cool, but then you're just locked into the one resort, right? And that city, that immediate surrounding area, versus you pay for a cruise all inclusive and you get to explore a variety of different like different places, regional areas, if you want, right? Depending on the cruise or whatever. So I think it's a cool way of still getting that. Like I said, dude, the service was amazing the whole time. And I'm sure you know this, there are different lines, different cruise lines have different policies and stuff. And I'm sure, you know, there were some people that we talked to on the boat that were like, yeah, this doesn't compare to that or this or whatever. But I mean, dude, I think in my brain it's just kind of a no-brainer. You know, you get more variety, you get same or less price, and the boat thing, though, being out over the water, that's probably the biggest barrier for most people. I get it. I get it. It is a little bit daunting, but I like thinking about that stuff. I like thinking about the fact that we are this tiny little planet, which the planet is gigantic, right? I couldn't walk around the whole planet in my lifetime, right? Huge. But the fact that we're this little planet in this vast Milky Way universe that is only a tiny part of this even larger scale, like combination of hundreds of millions or billions, I think, other galaxies that then make up this super cluster of galaxies, which is like hundreds of billions more galaxies? Are you kidding me? And each one of those galaxies has billions of stars? That blows my mind, dude. And talking about the stars, on this cruise, it was beautiful at night. You could see everything. There's this app. Let me drink some water. I'm losing my voice. Oh my gosh, already I'm getting too excited. It's I think it's called Night Sky. And it shows you, you could just like, you turn the app on, you look up at the sky, and it'll show you wherever your camera is pointing, like what the direction that your camera is pointing, what stars are in the sky, what planets you can see. So like right now, it's the last like week or two, it's been crazy because you can see Saturn, you can see Mercury, you can see all of these different planets in the sky, and it shows you on the app. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty neat. So yeah, look that one up. It's dope. Um, so yeah, night sky, beautiful stars. It's mind blowing that we're on this planet. So just put a little positivity out there, you know? Be kind to your fellow neighbor. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, overall, the trip was a blast. It was sick. We had the best time. We had the best memories. We had the best service. We had the best. Oh my gosh, what is that? I got a frog in my throat, dude. Those frog legs still kicking. Um, yeah. All in all, 10 out of 10. It's been a great month, and I thank everybody for the birthday wishes. But we just disconnected. You know, we didn't pay for the Wi-Fi package. We just said, you know, F it. We're too glued to our phones day in, day out to be, you know, like out on vacation, trying to recharge, trying to like, you know, recoup, just disconnect a little bit. I think it's healthy. It's a healthy thing to do. So I recommend, if you don't already practice that, give it a shot. You might like it. Yeah, dude. Let's get into this playlist. So, leaving you guys with a little bit of musical magic. The artist we've covered before, I believe I've talked about this artist, but a more recent album has dropped, and we've been listening to this in the household and while we were on the cruise, uh, like every single day, because it's a banger. It's nice, and it's one of our most recent favorite current artists, Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, aka Bad Bunny. Um, the album is titled "Debí tirar más fotos." I should have taken more photos. Right, an ode of sorts to the motherland, his motherland, Puerto Rico, and you know, just the ever changing climates, socially, politically, and you know, just saying, I wish I would have taken more photos of the missing the memories that are forgotten, right? All these little things that you take for granted, maybe. You know, it's a very nostalgic vibe. Thinking about it though, it's deep because for real, think about all the memories that we've just forgotten. Like every once in a while, it's cool because you have an unlocked memory. You know those? Like I had one recently. Uh, when was the last time you had Hubba Bubba? You know, like Hubba Bubba was cool, right? That was an unlocked memory for me because I was like, damn, I was talking about this with somebody. Or Bionicles, dude. If you're a '90s baby, you know Bionicles. When was the last time you heard Bionicles? That was crazy. But yeah, you want to get to experience those times, those things that we eventually forget, right? You're not going to experience driving your first car again, right? And I think it's kind of saying like, you know, if you take those pictures and cherish those moments, you can still cherish those moments and be in the moment, but taking the picture helps you remember later on when your mind's full of so much other stuff, dude. We got so much stuff on the brain, you know? We're overly stimulated these days too. But yeah, overall it's such a dope album. It's you know, nostalgic, but it's also got Pitorro de Coco is a song on there. So it's like a holiday, like love ballad, but it's got some like tracatra, you know? And it's a little dancey, you know, in some bits. It's made really well. The even like from the jump, the first couple songs, like the first song has a what is it called? Not interpolation, a sample of like a classic Puerto Rican song, right? So he's including and weaving these historically, beloved artists and Puerto Rican flair into it. And so it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Not so some subliminal, maybe not so subliminal messages regarding gentrification. The way the world, like there's a song called Lo que le pasó a Hawaii, talking about, yo, my Puerto Rican people, let's not let what happened to Hawaii happen to our beautiful country, or our beautiful island, rather. Staying true to the origins and not, the tourist. Inevitably, tourism comes in. This has happened many places. It's happened in Mexico, the different, like resort areas, tourist areas that come in, and it drives prices up in the area. It forces the local community out. It's devastating. It's a trap that once, capitalism gets in there, it throws everything off. It even made it to the iglesia, dude. Hasta la iglesia llegó el conejo. A sacerdote, one of the priests, was preaching and quoted Bad Bunny, and it was a couple lyrics from that song, like, along the vein of like, yo, let's not sit idle, while others enforce changes upon our homeland, and then before it's too late and we look back and say, damn, just like, and not to be thrown, that's just the name of the song, but I think the message lies true, not only like Hawaii, but like any other place around the world, any other country that has, or piece of land that has sort of been invaded and taken over by a different people for their profit and exploiting the local community, So, dude, deep. Makes you think, check that album out. We're gonna link that to the description of this podcast. My voice is shot. It's been a minute, dude. I'm not used to talking this much. Sheesh. But we back. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, much love, everybody. I hope everybody's healthy out there. Take care of you and yours. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. We got a couple of things coming up. We're going to get out and shred this winter. We haven't gone yet. We haven't gone once to the mountain, but we're going to go this upcoming weekend. So stoked about that. I hope you're doing something that fills your cup and brings you joy, because we need that. We need to take care of ourselves. Nobody's going to take care of your time. Nobody's going to respect your time if you don't respect your time. So with that, I will say thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Until next time, mwah.